ready for new school year. It's hard to believe that as we're finishing up this year, we're going to be starting next year's school year already. But that's why we're glad you're here. And we're so glad that you've come and so thrilled that all of you are here. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Rustin Pierce. He's our headmaster, and he's going to just give you a welcome and give you just an opportunity to hear some of his thoughts about how we're growing our school.
This is going to be really difficult for me because I'm not a stay in one place person, and having that right there is just going to drive me crazy. My name is Rustin Pierce. I'm headmaster here at CCS. We are thrilled to death to have all of you here. I tell our families all the time, you're welcome here anytime. Our building is always open to you. Our building is always open to you, and we value your presence. We want you in the building. We want to make sure that you are here as much as you want to be. You will be always welcome in your child's classroom. That's just a part of who we are. Do I need to step forward again? All right. That's just a part of who we are. And so you're always welcome. In the fall, you'll see there will be a lot of different opportunities to volunteer. We're actually going to be streamlining our volunteer process. You'll have one point person who will be your point of contact, and we will introduce you to her this summer, and then again our back-to-school kickoff. So there will be easy ways for you to get plugged in. We have lots of needs all over the building. If you have something specific that you do, I get parents plugged into things we do all the time. We have a social media specialist in our parent body. He helps us with all of our social media. So, anything at all that you do that's maybe a little out of the ordinary or something that you can assist us with, we're more than welcome to talking to you about that. Let me pray for us and get us started, and then we'll kind of talk about where we are as a school. Father, we love you. We thank you for the gift of today. We thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. We thank you for each one of these families. We thank you for their children and for the opportunity we have to invest in lives. We praise you for everything you're doing here. We bless your name and just thank you for all the opportunities we have to be with children every day. We praise you for how you're using this place and pray that you just continue to bless and honor everything that happens here. And we will just continue to give you the glory and praise for everything that happens. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, I'm actually going to tell you all something tonight that no one in the building knows because it just got finalized about 2 hours ago. We're going to announce it to everyone else tomorrow, but it's an amazing opportunity that will impact all of your children at some point. And we can literally say it's something that we have that no one else in the state of Tennessee can offer. So it's a big deal. When my family first got here, one of the things that we looked at was, okay, what is a CCS student? And we wanted to make sure that we knew exactly who we were. Because if we didn't have goals, if we didn't know what we wanted to achieve in our student body, we had nowhere to go. And so we really sat down and started talking about what do we value about education? What do we value about kids? What do we want our kids to be? What do we want them to know? And that doesn't mean we want to cookie cutter every kid, but you have to have some way of measuring if we're being successful or not. So one of the things we came up with is, what is the DNA of a CCS student? Amanda Lane, our middle high principal, somewhere back there, actually came up with that phrase. We loved it. We had no idea how much that was going to take root and resonate with people. We're launching a brand new website in the fall. We originally had another idea for how that website was going to go, and the amount of feedback we got out of the DNA concept pretty much changed our whole philosophy on that website. And our new website is going to be completely based around this DNA concept. So we started talking about what are the things that we value. And we came up with 5 areas. There we go. We came up with 5 areas: spiritual, academic, creative, athletic, and social. Okay, those are the 5 areas we want to impact in your child. And as we talked about it, we decided that the number one priority, and this is my heart, and it's the heart of all of our teachers and every staff member you're going to come in contact with, our number one priority is the spiritual life of our campus. Everything is going to rise and fall on our spiritual life. If we are not focused on Jesus, we are not doing what we've been called to do. And so we're going to continually point our students to Jesus. That's who we are. And we believe that everything else is organically going to be blessed by God and raised up around that, because we're going to seek His face in everything that we do. And that's number one priority for us at all times. I'll tell you right now, we're going through the hiring process right now. If we are going to hire people who we believe are not only excellent teachers, but are also going to be great mentors and discipleship people for your children. That's a big part of who we are. We had someone today that I probably would have tended toward, but we couldn't see a clear testimony. And even though she's a great teacher, we're probably not going to make that hire because of that. It's important to us that they have both sides. They have to be a great educator, but they also have to be a great leader spiritually in their classroom. So you can see there, that's who we are spiritually. We want students who are going to be bold and courageous in their faith. We want to be able to share and defend our beliefs using sound biblical knowledge and a daily desire to apply the Word of God to our lives. And we're committed to passionately serving others. Really cool thing. Last week I got to go with our junior class. We are starting a senior project here where they are going to have to identify whatever they think they want to do with the rest of their life, as much as they can. And they have to go find somewhere they can plug in and spend their entire senior year interning in that organization, whatever it is. And they have to figure out how they're going to integrate their faith into that organization. It was an incredible thing. We spent Thursday going to different ministries around the city, and it was an awesome thing to watch them, watch the wheels turn, listen to them talk, listen to how they think they might want to plug into these different groups, get their eyes open to some cultural things that they have never been really shown. That was important. And those kids are going to learn incredible life lessons in that opportunity, because we have to learn what it means to passionately serve others. The next thing is academic. We are going to put a high premium on critical thinking and problem solving. That's a lost art in education today. There are a lot of people who don't do a good job teaching that, and we're going to put a premium on that. We are training teachers to start integrating critical thinking and problem solving into everything that they do. The main reason for that, unfortunately in the state of Tennessee, there's only one test that your child will ever take that matters, and that's the ACT. And the ACT is 100% a critical thinking and common sense, logic, reasoning test. So we've got to make sure that our kids are ready to do well on that test, because that will drive a lot of what they do for their academic careers. So we are going to put a high premium on those things. But even above that, we have other areas that we really want to start putting into our students and making something that's innate in them. We want them to take ownership of what's around them. We want them to value lifelong learning and what lifelong learning looks like in a biblical worldview. All those things are very important. Athletically, Coach Murphy's going to get, our athletic director is going to get up and talk about this in a little bit, so I won't spend a lot of time here. Our athletics are growing across the board. I could not possibly be thrilled to death. I have a 3-year plan for where we're going to be as a school. We are never going to grow for growth's sake. I don't believe in that. But healthy things grow. And I believe we are going to put out a product that is so excellent that people will just naturally be drawn here. Not because we're excellent, but because we're seeking Jesus' excellence within what we do. And it's just naturally going to draw people. We started this school year at 410 students. We are projecting right now for the fall to be at 500. And the phones are still ringing off the hook. So we have already started a 3-year plan looking at what happens when we max out this building. And that's probably going to happen within the next 2 years. So exciting things. We get to sit and dream. We get to sit and talk about what's the next phase going to be. What are we doing next? Those are exciting things. And athletics is a big part of that. You know, as Coach Murphy adds more and more options, and they're all coming, that's going to be a big driver in that. Go ahead. This is where I get to introduce something new to you. Back in January, I mentioned, if any of you were here that night, I mentioned that we had a partnership we were forming that we were waiting to announce because we were still finalizing some deals. That drug on way longer than it needed to. But literally this afternoon, We formed a partnership with a company in Hollywood called Zero Gravity Productions. They also have a sister company called Hollywood Connect. The guy who leads it, one of the executive directors, is a guy named John McMillan. He's originally from Farragut, grew up in this church. His goal, and their company's goal, is to train actors, technicians, production people, anyone at all in the audiovisual production, theater arts area, to be a light in the entertainment industry. And they have about 5,000 people that connect with them and work through them. It's an incredible opportunity. We approached John about helping us design our entire theater arts program and all the production and audiovisual and technology classes that will go around it. And this afternoon, John agreed to 100% be involved in that. He is going to be heavily involved in every area. He's going to fly out here twice a year to teach. Once a year, we are going to fly a group of students and teachers to Hollywood to spend a week with him and his company. He's currently working on getting them on set for the next Brad Pitt movie. Unbelievable. He calls me today and we're talking, and he says, I've already arranged their housing. When you all come, we've got housing ready for them in the International House of Prayer. Okay? He's thrilled to death. He's never had a school reach out to him and offer what we've offered. He loves the opportunity. It is going to enhance what we do technologically and production-wise above anything we ever could have imagined. He's going to help provide resources. He's going to help provide guest speakers. The opportunities are unlimited, and it's going to be an incredible thing for our students. This fall, actually Christmas, the first production is going to be Seussified Christmas Carol. Second semester, they're doing The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And John is going to help us create a computer-generated projection Aslan who is going to interact and communicate with the other actors. Pretty cool. Amazing opportunity. Something that I know, I've researched it. No one else in the state of Tennessee can say they have a 100% cooperative partnership with a Hollywood production company who is dying to pour into their students. John is excited, he's ready to go. I was shocked. I asked for the world, hoping for a little. He took everything I asked, agreed to it, and added some things on. So that was just an incredible blessing. Other areas, we've significantly increased our band and choir programs. We will be adding not just chorus at middle and high school, but we'll also be adding a praise band component in the fall, who will be leading all the worship in our middle school and high school chapels. Socially, our students need to see themselves the way Jesus does. That's vital, and that's where we want to get to. The world tells them to see themselves in 1,000 other ways. And so we are going to continually interject in them truth and life, because we are not going to allow the world to have our kids. It's not going to happen. And then once we help them see who they are in Jesus, we're going to help them understand how they take that into their sphere of influence, how they take that to their peers, how they take that to the people that they come in contact with, how they take that into college when they leave, how they take that into the next phase of life. Those things are crucial. We want to make sure that our kids are committed to serving Jesus. Again, service. We want service to be innate in our kids. We want people, when they're in the community talking about Concord Christian School, to say, that's that school that serves. They're everywhere. That's what we want. And we don't want it because it looks good or because it's workspace, but because they designed it, they wanted to do it, they took it and ran with it. Just recently, we had a fourth grade group that did a fundraiser for Johnny and Friends. It's become an ongoing competition. 2 years ago, they raised enough money for one Johnny and Friends member to go to a special camp for handicapped people. Then the next year, they said, we want to beat that. We want to set a goal and send 2 people. They did. This year, they beat it again and sent 3. That's an incredible opportunity for those fourth graders to interact with people that they might not necessarily come in contact with. And it was an amazing chance for them to love on and serve somebody else. We want that to be who they are. It's so important to us, and it's crucial to who we are as a school. That's who we are, that's where we're going, that's what we're about. I'm thrilled to death that you all are here. I never cease to be amazed at what God's doing here. I'll just tell you, we came in November, and when I walked in the door, the first thing I said was, how do people not know about this? We have got to tell people what's here. That's going to be crucial. We have to tell people what they're missing here. And so I appreciate all of you taking that first step, coming and meeting Stephanie. Maybe some of you met Rose the first time. I appreciate Stephanie and Rose putting this on. This is an awesome thing. I'm thrilled to death that we're doing these kinds of events because we need to be great at communication. Coach Murphy's going to come up now, and he's going to tell you all about what's available this summer, and then also what's happening in athletics.
Good evening, folks. Really excited that y'all are all here tonight. My name is Rob Murphy. I'm the athletic director for the high school and middle school. And it's a great job for me because I get to experience sports that I wasn't any good at when I tried to play them. So I get to have my hat in every ring a little bit. I love my job. One thing I want you to know about me is that while I am typically very busy, I'm never too busy for you. So if you have any concerns, any questions, anything you ever want to talk about with me, please feel free. Just shoot me an email, give me a call. You can call the school, ask for me. You can, my website, my email's on the website. So just never hesitate to get in touch if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about. Start off here with summer camps. This is, everything that we do, we're trying to expand it, at least athletically, really and everything else, but as far as I'm concerned, athletically. This is more camps than we've had in the past. We're very excited. As you can see, these are the camps we'll have. Basketball for boys and girls, football, volleyball, cheerleading and soccer. So we're excited about all those. If you want to sign up, you can just go to the website, the sports website there. You can also go to the school website, click on the sports page, and that'll take you right there. So please, if you are interested in coming, please sign up so we have an idea of how many people are coming. We have, our own coaches love to know that, and we have a couple camps being run by college coaches coming in, so they really need to know as far as who all they're going to bring and all that stuff, who all's coming. So we're excited about those. Overall, CCS Sports, I have to say it's an incredible blessing to be here and to watch what God is doing with our kids. As Russell was saying, every leadership position in this school, we want it to be filled with somebody who's very spiritually involved. Somebody who really has a strong relationship with the Lord, who's going to shepherd and mentor our kids. Athletics is a huge part of growing up. I know it was for me. There's things that I learned playing sports that I didn't learn anywhere else. And so those positions, those coaching positions are crucial as far as helping our kids grow up. We're starting football for the first time this year, and a huge part of that coaching search was finding somebody who really spiritually was ready to come make an impact in our kids' lives. And we did hire Coach Troy Fleming, and he's here now, doing a great job with the kids. We also are going to have track and cross country for the high school for the first time this year. We, this past year, added high school soccer, high school and middle school golf. We're expanding both up and down in age. We're looking to have all sports in high school as soon as possible, and we're growing that quickly. We're also, this past year and this upcoming year, we're going down in age as well. We're getting more 5th and 6th graders involved with middle school JV teams, and some on middle school varsity teams. As soon as your son or daughter's in 5th grade, we're happy to have them play middle school sports, come try out and get involved. And I would encourage you to get involved, to have your kids get involved, even if you haven't considered sports in the past. I can't stress enough, it's a huge part of your child growing up. And I'm sure a lot of you know that better than I do, but I just want to encourage you to think about sports even if you haven't. And at some point in the future, I'd like to get to a point where every student's required to play at least one sport. We're not anywhere near doing that. But in my high school, that's how it was, and I thought that was a great thing. And I saw kids who never considered sports come out and play and have a great experience. So again, I would encourage you to get involved. As a parent, you know, if your children are playing sports, we're gonna need your help at some point or another. There's a lot that gets done, you know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make sports happen, as far as raising the money and putting people on the gate and on the concessions and all the things that have to go into every sporting event that we do. And then there's always those awesome parents who bring the snacks for kids and water and Gatorade out to practice and stuff like that. We always are willing to get you involved any way you'd like to be involved. We'll be starting a booster club this year for the first time. So I hope to see you guys get involved in that as well. And we're very excited about the future. So again, let me know if there's anything that you want to talk about, questions, concerns, anything. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And that's about all I have. Who is next?
I'm gonna jump up real quick, Rob, and
Okay.
Amanda, can you go back one slide?
I was just gonna highlight, that we have something going on every single week here on our campus, so this is a great transition for your family. We've got the summer sports camps that Coach Murphy just talked about. We've got Concord Performing Arts, there's a drama camp, there's a dance camp, there's also a etiquette camp for those that need to know how to hold their finger when they're drinking their tea. We have Kids Quest, which is a summer day school. It's day camp where they're doing different activities, going to the zoo. It's a full day event. And then CQ. I don't know, have any of the families had their kids involved with CQ before? It's Hollywood meeting Jesus. It is just absolutely big scale. You don't want to miss it. So highly, highly, highly invite you all to plug in, get as many opportunities as possible for your families coming in, participating here on campus. That way, when their first day of school comes, this is home. They've been here, they've walked the halls, they've seen faces. It's a very familiar zone for them. So if you have any questions about any of those summer activities, don't hesitate, let me know, and I'll be happy to direct you to the right source of information. So now,
I forgot to say a few things. I'm gonna say
Oh.
a couple more things. Sorry, I'll try to end up quick, but I did forget to say a couple things that I wanted to tell you guys about tonight. First of all, we have year-round conditioning offered after school for every student who isn't playing a sport at the time. And we had a lot of kids enjoy that this year. Just a great opportunity to stay in shape, be with friends, and be active, be fit and healthy. So that's a great thing that we're able to offer. Also, just a little bit more detail about the level of our sports. We are a TSSAA school in high school. We compete in the KISL and KYS and a golf league, the East Tennessee Middle School Golf Association for the middle school. So we do compete at a high level. Our coaches are not volunteers. They are paid and they do a great job. And we have, I don't remember the exact number, but it's 7 or 8 of our coaches who play their sport in college. So it's not a, send out a mass email to the parents and say who wants to coach this year. We've got really qualified, really talented people doing that, doing a great job with our kids. We had 3 middle school teams win their league championship this year, and high school obviously growing fast. Every high school team did significantly better this year than they have in the past, and I'm confident that trend is going to continue to go up. So that's all I've got.
My name is Amanda Lane, and I'm the middle school, high school principal. And while these are the newbies over here, I'm proud to say I'm finishing my 16th year at Concord Christian School. And I have 3 kids here also. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm coming at it from a parent's point of view too.
And I'm Lee Leday, the elementary principal, and I've got the best job of anybody in the school. And I get the loves and hugs and all of that. And it's so exciting to see so many kids that I've already met. I'm really excited. Yeah, it's been just so exciting to come every day and meet all the new families. We are just blown away and blessed beyond belief to get to do this and call it a job. It's so amazing. I've got 2 kids. They both attended school here. And that was a long time ago. One's graduated from college and one's a junior in college. But they attended through 8th grade here at Concord Christian School. And we, as a family, my husband and I really credit this school to the young men and young lady they've turned out to be. If it weren't for partnering with Concord Christian School, I don't know that they would still be the same people that they are today, God-loving, wonderful kids. So you've made a great decision, and we are excited to tell you a little bit more about things going on.
I want to make sure you're aware of summer reading, and in your packet, you're going to find some summer reading lists for the elementary level. Ms. Donnelly has recommended some books. This is not a required list for the elementary, but some books that she recommends for that particular grade level. The students can take AR quizzes when they start this fall on some of those books, so make sure you plan that. The middle school and high school summer reading does have a required portion to that. So make sure you read very carefully, middle school and high school families. One thing to note is a spiritual emphasis book that they will read, and then also complete a journal. So you should find the lists as well as the information on that assignment when you look through your packet. Another thing you'll find in your packet are the supply lists for each grade level. So you'll want to look through, find your grade, and know what you need there. Middle school and high school has some general things, and then also more specific for each of the different subjects. So if you've got any questions on the summer reading or the supply list, you can let us know.
All right, and one of the big questions that comes up about July, people start saying, well, who's my child's teacher? And at the elementary level, what we do is we take a lot of time to do a couple of things. First and foremost, we pray, and we pray and pray over class assignments just to make sure that we feel God's leading to place kids where we feel like they should be. And after talking to many of you elementary parents, you've really helped and aided in kind of describing your children's personalities, and that way we can match up to teacher personalities. They're all great teachers, but they're all very different. So we'll come up with a class list. I do have the teachers help some with that if they are going into the older grades, just to make sure we've got everybody where they need to be. But you'll get a card, a postcard, mid-July that will have your child's homeroom teacher listed on it. And that's when you will first find out who that teacher is. And middle school, high school?
We'll get a homeroom assignment on the back to school night.
Okay, at the back to school night, which we're getting ready to talk about. Back to school, we have every year what we call a back to school kickoff. And if you think pep rally, fun, carnival feel, excitement, that's what this night is all about. And at our back to school kickoff, a lot of different things take place. First of all, we hold it this year on a Friday evening. Details will be sent to you guys through email, specific starting time, where it's going to be located, and all of the details. But we do have the date set for August the 8th in the evening, and we'll get that to you. But it's really a highlight of a new school year. It's a chance for returning families and new families to really just come together, kick off the school year, get excited, and really show that school spirit. We'll have a lot of different activities going on that night. You will have an opportunity as parents to find places to plug in things like PPO, Booster Club, athletic work, anything you can think of. You're going to have an opportunity that night to hear about it, talk to people about it, sign up for it, all those different things. As students, many of you will have opportunities to sign up to be involved with clubs at the middle school level. You'll also have opportunities to talk with Coach Murphy and the coaches about athletic opportunities and to sign up and show interest that night as well. We'll also have some of our uniform suppliers and spirit wear kind of on display, and opportunities that night for you to see it, touch it, feel it, purchase it. So, you know, be ready to bring your checkbook. You might find some really cool athletic gear and ball caps and things like that to show your school spirit. Also, the middle school students on that evening will receive their class schedule. So it's a great time to get here, get that schedule, because that's going to be really important to them the next week. That same night, the elementary teachers will also be out for you to come by and meet. At that point, you'll know who your teacher's going to be, and you'll be able to come by, personally talk to them, meet them, and also sign up for a time to come on the following Monday for classroom visits. If you've already met with me, you've probably heard a little bit about that, but if not, it's just really a time, 20, 30 minute, 15, anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes, for you to come by and individually meet with your child's teacher. Great time to bring in supplies, so you're not trying to lug all that stuff with you on the very first day of school. The classroom teacher's going to show you and your child, make sure they come. It's a great time for them to see the classroom all set up, to see where their desk is going to be and where their cubby is, and just really see what's going on in that classroom. It can be a scary thing, so we really want to get them there before. And you'll have that time on Friday at the back to school kickoff to sign up for that. Also, let's see, do we have, we're going to skip ahead then and let Mrs. Lane talk about some middle school specific things.
All right, so on that day, August the 11th, while the elementary are doing classroom visits, there'll be a few things happening for the middle school, specifically for new 6th grade families. We're going to have a breakfast that morning. Usually the transition to middle school is a little bit overwhelming at first, so we want to bring you down to a small group and focus in on making that transition to middle school a great transition. Then we will have, for all of our middle school students, both the new ones and our current middle school families, will walk through their schedule. So we'll have a very formal time that they'll go to each class and meet their teacher and just practice their walk through the building, their route. And the parents are welcome to come along with that, especially in 6th grade, to make sure the kids can follow their schedule through. After that, the new middle school and high school students will have a special lunch just for those incoming families, for the students really, to meet with a mentor. I will be assigning the middle school and high school students a mentor to help have a buddy before you go into that first day of school. So you'll have a time during that lunch to get to know that person and really make a connection before you go to the classes on that first day. And then also any new high school students will have a chance after that lunch to stay and walk through their schedules. The teachers will be available so they can meet their teachers at that time as well.
And just a reminder, our first day of school, it's hard to believe, but it's August the 12th. It's on a Tuesday, and that is a half day. Just so you guys know, half day for us, anytime we do a half day, 12 o'clock is the dismissal time for elementary, kindergarten through 5th grade. 12:15 is the dismissal time for middle school and high school students. So whenever you see that half day, that's what you're going to be looking for. We are so excited to get started, and we're going to be busy working this summer to make things awesome. If you have questions, even after tonight, most of you have our email addresses and our phone number here at school, so feel free to let us know what we can do to help you with the transition to Concord Christian School. Thank you, Stephanie.
Okay, I'm going to touch just a little bit more about some of the things that are in your packets. One of the things you're going to find is the holiday schedule. We're going to probably be having a couple changes as we update and come up with more school events that will be coming out, but this is, as of right now, the holidays and some of the key events that you want to be planning for your school schedule. So that's going to be in your packet. Additionally, in there is a sheet about the tuition. Tuition payments, what we tell our families is we start having payments, if you're doing the payment plan, on June 1st. Now, everybody's going to start raising their hand and saying, well, how do I start paying that? We are now on an online system with our family Parents Web, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit about how you sign into Parents Web. The timetable is not necessarily going to be exactly on June 1st. We're going to not sure when we close out the first part of the school year for this year, but we'll actually get going probably that first week of June, sending you all an email and explaining it's now time to start your account. So don't hold me too fast to that June 1st date. But I'm gonna go ahead and just walk you through. It's gonna be easier if you see what it's gonna look like, and then when you need the reminder, call me and I'll talk you through it. But this is a school webpage, and we actually have 2 locations where you can access our parents' web. If you hit there's a little arrow at the top of the corner, you can go to Parents Web there, and then also from the resource tab, that'll take you to this page. And there's just a big old red button, or the button with the flowers there, and that's gonna, if you depress that, that will take you straight to Parents Web. Now then, this is the screen that you're going to see. We are going to email you this, so don't feel like you have to take notes on all the specifics. It's just really important that you have a good feel for what you're going to be doing. The Parents Web is going to be your communication, where you're going to see the announcements from the school. You're going to be able to have access to billing. You're going to have access to your students' grade cards. All those key personal information that are specific to your family is going to be in an access-only account, which is called Parents Web. So this is the screen that you'll have, and then the next picture shows creating an account. The very first time, you're going to have to put in your email, and you'll get an email back that's going to then give you a link. And that link will then take you, if you can keep going one more time, I think, there's gonna be the email, and there's just the blue button there shows the link that you will hit. Once you've typed in your email, you'll establish a username and a password, and that will give you your account. Keep going. Maybe I gave it a little too micromanaging there with the steps that I've provided for you. Okay, the very next window that we're gonna look at shows us what Parents Web screen is gonna look like. I'm gonna point out just a few of the highlights that you're gonna have there. We have the column in the left side is gonna all be key information that when you highlight it or click on it, it will give you additional information. School home, obviously this is the screen that you're gonna see. The next calendar down, when you click on it, will show us the school calendar, and it should just be the next slide. And then the next calendar, or the next slide down shows our school directory. Is that William's schedule?
Mom, look at the picture.
I'm not wearing my glasses today.
Yes.
But yes, so that will be your individual student's schedule. And so the more students you have, the names will go along the top, and you can highlight the student that you're inquiring about, click on it, it'll bring up their individual schedule. There's a photo gallery. Oh, when you click on that, then you can actually go to what the teacher's web pages look like. So this is just a sample from my son William, who's a 6th grader. This is his Bible class. And we'll go ahead and keep going. There's a photo gallery, resource documents, that's where you can find information such as the school newsletter.
That's the grades.
Okay, the one that we really want to know. We want to know how they're doing in class. So this is going to be showing their schedule, but also then their assignments and their grades. There's another one of William's teachers. There's William! This is actually now then showing under the family screen, the bill information. So under this area here where it says family billing, when you're ready to make your payments for your tuition, you will click the box that's applicable. There's a tuition, and then there's a lot of other options there. You'll simply click on one of the boxes that you're applying, that you're going to be paying. And I think the next screen shows an example. So then you can fill in the information. Tuition payments can be made either with e-check or with your credit card. And I think I even showed where it'll take you you put in the amount, and it'll take you, this is for an e-check. Now then you need to know that if you choose to do a credit card, there is a fee involved. So we're really just encouraging you to do an e-check. If you've never done it before, I'll hold your hand through the very first time. It's very easy. So this is coming back to the family information screen. Okay, this is very important for next year. One of the things that we're doing this year is the very first time we've done online applications, and you all did it very successfully. And we've also, through online enrollment. So for next year, when you're ready to re-enroll, there's actually a window screen that will show up on your parents' web account that will take you for re-enrollment. So I just wanted you all to be able to see that, so it's not something new. And now we're back to the school web page. On the resource tab, this is a really important information on the school web page. There you can find your school lists, as far as your supply list, the schedule, reminders about the drop-off and pickup times are in here. The parent handbook is in here, as well as the school calendar. And I'm sure I'm missing some, but please take time to explore the website, and they'll give you a whole lot of information. I'm gonna now check my notes and see what else we have to cover.
In the fall, the website will transition somewhat. A lot of those resources will still be there, but the vast majority of your information will be on Parents Web. We're transitioning the website to become a marketing tool. It's going to be geared more towards potential families rather than current families. So your resources tabs will still be there, but the vast majority of the information on the website will be geared toward outside families. Everything else will be on Parents Web.
All right, I think we've covered almost everything in the packet. I do want to point out that if you have a high school student, there's a packet, there's information in the packet from our guidance counselor, Ms. Gallery. There's a little additional step that we put in the process for our high school families, and that's a meeting with the guidance counselor. And so if you have somebody that's a rising freshman through senior, we need you to actually go through that packet after you've had your...
It's not in the packet, it's out here.
Oh, okay. They're not in the packet, sorry, they're at the back of the room. And so what we'll do is give you that information after this evening is over. And the point is to have you have a 4-year plan for graduation. And so she wants to have that opportunity to sit down with each of our families, talk through what their plan is, whether they're going to be taking college prep, honors, or advanced placement. It's a very exciting time in the high school. They've got 26 new classes on the schedule, and so in that packet as well shows the listing of the description of each of those classes. So if you have a high school student, make sure you see me, and I'll get you one of those at the end. And at this point, do we want to take just a couple minutes? Is there any key questions that anyone has? Well, it's a very exciting time, and thank you all so much for coming out tonight. There will be different, everybody's at a little different set of the process. Who all's gotten their acceptance letters? Okay. And then there's still some that are in the process of waiting and doing their interview, and it's been a busy season, and we're just getting everyone in as much as possible. And if you have questions along the way, don't hesitate. Give us a call, send an email. We're just so blessed by each of you, and thank you so much for coming tonight.